What's it doing in the driveway? Oh, I'll tell you what we're doing. I'm getting the fan set up. I'm knocking this out before I gotta go to bed. Check this out. Yeah. Oh man. Okay, that's packing slips. Oh, I thought I was gonna get to use my new pocket knife, but no. What in the world? Just open up like you bloody. Watch these springs be like for a Honda Civic. You're like, what the hell? Oh, that was a good set of springs right there. Wow. So this is the bottom, and you got your top right here. They do look a little bit longer. I'm gonna check this out. They didn't put fence. It looks like it collapsed everything down. Yep, brake on isn't here. I do have a good watch on. I'm actually going to use the air compressor for this because I just drove, so the wheels are going to be hot, and I don't want to snap the things off. So I'm just going to jack it up right now and then do it. I think I might be able to run this compressor. And those are bloody hot. Oh yeah, the brakes are gonna be hot too. I just literally just got done driving it. But about 90 degrees. Now look at some of the new stuff in there. We got some red boots, and we got blowing out sway bar bushing, and we got this that's garbage. I'm gonna take care of that right now. Little pocket knife here. Being careful not to scratch anything. Well, you can always buy new ones. These are cheap shocks, so I don't really care. Yeah, there we go. Now I can breathe. My steering dampener doesn't have a boot on it, and it's been on here for 2 years. It's been through all kinds of crappy snow, salt, antifreeze, spilling antifreeze on oil. It's fine. Oh yeah, I forgot about these shocks. These shocks are nice. They let you do what you want. Okay. I wonder how much further that shock will go down. I don't know. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna see. I have a nut on the back of that. I wonder what size it is. I stripped the threads. Yeah. Oh hey, what do you know? That's a 13 as well. So the nut and the bolt were both 13. That kind of did it. Okay, now get out from underneath and slowly release. Am I really gonna have to do this? I'm gonna just take the sway bar link out because it's catching. I never liked this sway bar design, but whatever. That looks kind of goofy. Alright, we'll get that out of there. I think we're going to need some links. So this axle will drop down quite a bit more now. We're at full extension here. Let's see. Okay, our shock will only let it go down so far. That's good. And I know that sway bar would be all the way down. 1 1/8. Scotty Kilmer here, and I'm done. I sprayed this. I've had this off before, as you guys have seen at one point or another. But I just sprayed this with some penetrating lube. I should have this out pretty quick. It's probably easier to get your, if you can, get an impact in here through the top with a long extension. You can knock it out, but I don't necessarily have access to that kind of luxury. And I believe if you get this washer and everything out just enough, spring will actually be able to come out. Good. I need a ratcheting 1 1/8 wrench. That would be so sweet right now. Huh, it's not letting me do it. I don't understand that. Okay, well, let's just get this nut out of here. Hopefully it's fairly easy to turn. How many of you are expecting me to do a Scotty Kilmer? It's like, you know, he's like, the nut was, he had to torch the nut off, and he just tells you to simply remove the nut, and like, hey, how about you simply go fuck yourself? Ah, there we go. So there we have the old spring, and we're going to go to a newer one, which is a bit thicker, a little bit longer. Yeah, I like that. Not a huge jump in size, so that's a good sign. Now this spring is considerably heavier. Oh, look at that. That trick worked there too. And the other trick is you got to get the spring in such a way that you can, you know, turn the nut. Okay, so I just moved it back and forth. Let the suspension kind of settle back down, and that's kind of how high it's going to sit now. Look at the travel now. That's nice. Let's see. When I do the other side up, that's when I'll hook up my sway bar link. Yeah, he's going to be off a little bit, so he's not going to want to go on right. So I'm going to jack the other side up, get the sway bar all free, and I'll be able to bolt up both sides. But look at the suspension travel. See, my bump stop would come down to about here, and freaking, like, this thing would just barely move up and it would touch it. So now we got like a huge amount of room now. So the spring is going to settle. I got to drive it first too. So, and once that side comes up, I don't think the camber will be off too bad. It was pretty bad earlier. Oh, I think it's time for steering alignment, don't you think? Oh my god, look how high this thing is now. I haven't really driven it anywhere, so I'll have to see how she does. She's got to settle a little bit. I'm gonna move her, take her around the block, and then I'll inform you guys on my findings and how it rides. So far the springs have done everything I expected them to do. First of all, the ride quality is noticeably better. I don't feel the wheels just freaking flying around all over the place anymore. It feels a little bit more planted, at least up front. I think in the rear I'm gonna actually buy a whole set of new springs for it. Why not, right? So that was one thing. I know for sure we need a steering alignment. Like, look at this thing. So many of the tape measure. I think I got the wheel straight. The wheel's actually straight going down the road. So I got it somewhat straight. There's a little bit of play in it. So I'm gonna get the tape measure and see if there's a toe in or toe out difference. I don't know what it was before, but I want to try and get it equal. So I'm going to measure the track between the front of the tires and the rear of the tires and see if they're like that. Last time I measured them, they were dead on, but now it's, you know, when the suspension goes down, the tie rod ends are going to pull the wheel in that way. So we've gone up a significant amount. Look at how much suspension travel this thing has. It's like a freaking Baja truck. But it leans you back a little bit, and it actually makes the seat position more comfortable. So yeah, I just need springs in the back. Look at that, it's a truck now. Alright, doesn't appear that toe is affected. It's pretty much dead on. It's the way I measured it is I went from the tip of the tread right here, right as the wear mark started, and then also to about here. It's kind of not accurate, but it's close. It was 6.5 feet, and that was front and back of the tire. So it looks like the only thing that's really affected by this lift is camber and caster. I'm hoping caster is still going to be within reason, or else we'll have to pitch the bushings that I ordered, or at least the front part, and put in the caster caster bushings. That way the alignment tech can get that right. So that's something else we're gonna have to get in there before we get it in for an alignment. So I want to have this thing ready. The only thing I'm not gonna dig with is the alignment, the camber collar on the wheel there. I'll let them figure that out. I pre-soaked it for them. That's about where I'm gonna stop. So up and down movement, we checked our brake line doesn't stretch or anything, so the shock limits how much downward movement there is. So that's a lot of swing it has to go before the shock will stop it. And it put our shocks up into its sweet spot. Look how much, got a lot more there, so that's gonna be happier. So I gotta try and find a set of leaf springs that I want to spend my money on for the back. For right now, we're just gonna sit level. But that's pretty badass though. It lifted up a lot. It's kind of like a Baja truck. It's kind of where we're going. I don't want to make this four-wheel drive just because of the freaking extra weight and stuff. I want to just keep it simple. So yeah, I think that radius arm is pretty much level. I think we're have no caster, so that out. I'm gonna go take it for a test drive and see if my sway bar bushings are in for the back. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I'm also gonna clean up real quick.